Okay. Hopefully I fixed the audio issue. I suspect it's a bad cord, so if it starts to go in and out, I'm just gonna have to get a new cord. I disassembled shit. Do you want some? I was minding my own business. I was taking a bath. Can you tell? And y'all be blowing me up about this whatever podcast show going on, saying it's like the best panel. I think it's still going on, actually. But I went over it to it. They were fighting about women in church being leaders or some shit. So I figured we could watch where it's at right now just because it's live, and then we can go backwards. I don't know if these were the girls that Rachel Wilson, Andrew Wilson's wife, also author of Occult Feminism. I don't know if this was who she was supposed to debate the day before, because on Twitter, the girl in the thumbnail, Rachel retweeted. I was like, is that the same girl? I don't know. Sometimes like young blonde women all look the same to me. And I can say that because I used to have blonde hair. But let's see. Let's have it here. Yeah, it's popping.
Ancestors. The reason for that is that men have to compete to be worthy of reproduction.
Oh, shit.
Because the man probably is up to some nefarious.
What if it's a transgender woman?
Well, in that case, she probably just wants to go to the bathroom.
I'd pick the transgender woman. Yes.
What?
But it's still, they're
It's
both
more
males.
likely that person is going to
They're
be
both moles.
predatory.
And
I
that's
would
the
say.
transgender woman
And because they're going into the
and
bathroom
men
because it is a
think differently.
fetish. Like it literally
Yeah.
is a
Well,
fetish
if
for
Wait,
them.
hold
no,
on.
if it,
What do you?
Hold on. Okay.
You're like generalizing all trans, saying that it's a fetish.
It
that's
is.
very.
Well,
they're
Okay,
all
hold on.
mentally ill, and
Yes.
mentally ill people
right,
are
hold
more
on, hold on,
likely
hold on.
to, I'm mentally ill, and I'm
not
doing
gonna
that shit,
not gonna
so.
linger too long on the bear thing, but I do want to ask a question for those of you who answered bear. If we replace man with black person, does this question become racist?
Well, why does it have to be? Oh my god! Like what?
Why does it have to be a man versus a bear? Does the question become racist?
It's just a question.
I mean, I would still choose the bear because a man either way, you know. So
But I said black person. Is it racist?
black person, like meaning like female or male.
Stop
Like,
entertaining
okay, then
this stupid.
I would choose them instead.
Oh, you don't get to choose.
But he's
So it
asking,
could
like,
be
black
a-
woman,
He's
yeah.
asking if changing the proposition of the question makes
Like,
the
if
question
changing
racist.
the race of the person, like if it's
Here,
racist.
If you okay, let me just ask this.
How would you
if-
feel if you didn't have breakfast this morning?
I didn't, so I'm feeling it
that's
right
an
now.
intelligence.
I actually had alpha brain for breakfast.
Wait.
so
Isn't
I
that
came
some type
prepared.
of IQ test?
It's just it kind of tests your ability to entertain a hypothetical situation.
But in that case, it's not a hypothetical situation because she didn't have.
I
breakfast.
didn't, so this is how I am.
No, but how would you feel if you didn't have breakfast?
Lighter.
there you
Okay,
go.
all right. Wait, so okay. Here's the question. So if the question is, would you rather come across a random black person or a random bear in the woods? If you answer
I literally,
bear, is your
anytime somebody's like, how do you feel about not eating breakfast this morning? I always get really sus. I'm like, why are you asking? I hate that question.
answer racist?
What? I'm just.
If
like,
you no. If you answer bear, is your answer racist? No. So okay.
I mean,
So what's your answer to that question then? Still the bear?
I mean, so you said it's like it could be a man or a woman or it doesn't matter.
Just a black person.
Honestly, okay, if I'm in the woods and a random person comes up to me, it's gonna scare me regardless. So actually,
No. Okay, but it's your
Ryan, it's stupid.
the original question is: would you rather you're going to come across
Mhm.
either a random man or a random bear? But I'm asking if we like change it to race, does it then become a racist? If you answer bear, is it a racist answer?
I wouldn't think so. I don't think so. I don't.
Oh my
Now,
God.
what if the same justifications that you used for picking a bear over a man, the risk of SA, you use those same exact justification and pretext for picking the bear? I'd rather pick a bear because this racial group,
He's
Yeah.
checking for
Would it-
consistency with
Okay,
you,
fair enough.
right?
would it be racist? Would it be racist? Here, let me ask you the question. Which would you pick, the bear or the...
Literally, like, I don't know. Like, oh my God. Okay. But for those that don't know, the bear versus man question blew up on TikTok. A lot of people don't even realize that originally the question was asked to men. It was asked by wives, typically, or to daughters to their dads. Who would you rather me be in a forest with? A man or a bear? And then women got emotional as fuck and blew it up because they realized nobody was picking be alone in a forest with a man. Some of the areas on TikTok with girls, they will say, at least the bear won't, or at least I know the bear will just eat me, for instance. Or statistically, a bear is less likely to harm me than a man is, right? That sort of thing. Brian is asking them, would you use those justifications if the question was about Black people? It's a simple question. He's like, what's the right answer? The answer is, wow, I'm a woman using like the stats and stuff to justify my position that I know I would not entertain in regards to race, because then they look bad. But right now, it pretty much like women don't want to be racist at large, not like, you know what I mean, okay? Women predominantly cares about everybody except for man, ironically. But when you pose a question back to them about race, suddenly they're quiet, because you can't say statistically a Black man is going to SA me more than a white man. I have zero idea about these stats. I'm just saying that's what I was trying to get at. It's like, obviously not. That's all you say. But they can't answer it, because then if they say that, then they're not consistent in the way that they try to justify decisions or make sound arguments, I guess. Okay.
They really don't like this one. Okay.
Well, I mean, I think it doesn't
So,
make sense,
look,
because
what I'm
if you were
trying to-
if you were to change it to like a Black man, but if you're saying if it was like a Black person in general, like a woman or like a Black child, like I would choose them.
adult
But if you're saying
person.
men in general, whether it's Black, Asian, whatever
Thank you.
man, I would choose the bear. Like I'm just saying, like,
Well, there's a 50% chance you get a man, a 50% chance you get a woman.
well, is there a 50% like I get a
Into the
bear
mic.
and a 50%?
Into the mic.
Like, literally, he is saying Black people, women and men. Well, is it going to be a man? That's not the question. Like, that is not the question. It's people. Like math. It's like, if it's a woman, whatever. I just don't. Panel was what you guys told me was that this panel was intelligent.
Into the
Okay.
mic.
So I get either a good bear or a bad bear or
No,
like a
no.
man
Why would you ever pick the fucking bear? Okay. Like,
or a
You
woman.
get a random bear. It's
I'm-
not, you don't,
Hope it's not a polar bear.
and you can
Polar
make-
bear,
And I'm just
done.
like, and I'm
You're
just
done.
flipping a
Yes,
coin
you
on
are.
whether I get a man or a woman walking through the door. I'm like,
dude,
I guess,
look,
yeah, no, I would
If
still
it's-
choose the man or
can women ever just concede? You know? Can people? It's like, oh, who cares what you look like? Stop it with the nuance. Just, you right, Brian. Probably shouldn't have justified my original answer with that logic. Thank you. Like, It's that easy.
Or the woman, because I guess at least I have the probability of it being a woman.
Okay. The point I'm trying to make here, if the
Stop,
question
Brian.
of if you change it to like a race-based question, if it's racist, then it must of course then be sexist to choose a bear over a man.
I think it would be racist if you were to say if you were to choose a man or a bear and someone chose man, and if you were to change it to black man and they chose the bear, then it would be racist. I think so.
I think
I hate it here.
the reason this question is causing so much kerfuffle online is because it kind of shows how much women think men are inherently abusive, violent, risky, dangerous, when in actuality, this is super irrational to choose the bear over the man. And so it shows that women are easily propagandized, emotional in their decision making, and that they're not going to accurately assess risk. They're going to go based off of like emotional impulse.
Not only that was really good. She laid it out really well, but it also like really emphasizes hive brain. Because if you asked, like when you asked in the early beginning of the trend, I wouldn't even call it that. It's like men were asking questions back, like intelligent questions. And then as soon as it shifted to women, nope, you just saw comments just like, oh, at least I know he's not going to do that. Yeah, bitch, who are you, God? Like, how the fuck would you know? Think. Jesus. The men are like, is he a criminal? Is he like a good man? Does he have a history of, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, no, just like logical questions. But when you asked it to women, they were automatically like, I picked the bear. Like, y'all, you just assume all men bad. Men, would you rather? Would you rather give CPR to a man or a woman that you find on the street, but you can't do both? They're going to pick the men. What does that say about women? That's a good one. Can somebody reword that or write that down? That was a good one. But that's more like, no, it still falls. I think it still works. It's like probability. Well, they're both probability.
Well,
I
it
also think
has to
it's
do with experience.
Life
like,
experience.
I
for
said
sure.
life experience for me because like my first relationship, my only relationship was the worst I've ever been through my entire life. So for me, based off what I've been through, like
Mr. Bulle
We'll
donated
come back to it in just a
$200. Communicate.
Could you imagine? Sorry. Could you imagine? It, like, to me, based on my experience, I would rather be with the bear. Remind me again why women should be in leadership positions. Like, would you use that logic for everything else? I hate it here.
From the Grand Inquisitor. The Grand Inquisitor and the Inquisition Patriarchy supports Mrs. Rachel and enjoyed the roasting of the Pentecostal heretic. Breakfast, well done, Mrs. Rachel.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I was not roasted. I'm not a turkey.
All right, thank you. And then we do have one chat here really quick from, thank you, Mr. Boulet?
Boulet.
Mr. Boulet.
Monsieur.
Has any guy called you more than one girl's name during sex? Has this happened to anybody? Ever been called a different girl's name during?
Just me?
Just
I-
just you?
I would be in jail. Like, I would be in jail for sure.
Just you? Okay. So going back, you were saying?
yeah, so like obviously like why I said I wanted to like try to be unbiased in my answers because obviously I know my experience was not the experience of every person. Like
Thank
you have a
God.
great relationship and you've also had bad ones. And
Yeah.
obviously you can't base every man off of one bad one.
Right.
But to an extent, I don't think my like answer is necessarily emotional, but it's more just like I've just happened to have really bad experiences with a lot of men. So in my
I'm
situation,
just like confused though, because a bear is like instant death. Like you're saying you would rather just choose death than to be put in the same room as a man. Well, yes, it is.
Not
You
necessarily.
said-
It is
I
unless
think there's a
you've
lot-
never had interactions with wildlife. If you've ever
You
had
can, like,
interactions with wildlife,
bang
like
on
the
your
chances
hands
are
and
not good.
stuff.
For those that don't know, if there's a black bear, grizzly, they're the same thing, right? Double check. If you make a lot of noise, you can scare them off. It has to be deliberate. I think there's actually, the only reason why I know this is because like I'm not in wildlife or anything like that. But when the whole bear versus man thing came up, there was a family of a woman, her young son, maybe like 5, and actually 2 sons, 5, 6, and then dad. And they saw this bear kind of following them. Leave it to a woman to claim that the bear's following them in their habitat. Just saying. Just saying. And the bear is just strolling, like not scoping out prey or whatever, like chilling. You can tell the difference. It's just like walking, and she's like, "Walk faster, Jimmy," or whatever the son was, but don't run. Like kind of frantic. I'm like, way to keep calm, bitch. Like, and she was going over the steps of what happens when a bear is following them, and you're supposed to remain calm, don't run. Remain calm, don't run. And then following that video, separate video, it was somebody said something about polar bears, grizzly bears, and something else. And I guess like the black bears, you make a lot of noise to scare them off. Polar bears, you play dead. Remind me to never go to Antarctica. like the bear versus man thing, it's like, yeah, but if it would have been a polar bear, oh my God, those scare me. They're like sharks. They can smell fear. You're fucked. And where do you go? I guess they have little things in the ground, but like polar bears are huge. I don't know. Whatever. I'll shut up.
But
A black
I
bear
think
without a cub.
this explains how women,
okay,
this is a
probably.
difference between men and women that's very fundamental. Women personalize everything.
They react
And you
differently.
can tell
Okay.
this, right? By if you make a generalization, you say women tend to be shorter than men on average. There will always be some woman that pipes up and goes, but I'm actually 5'11", so that doesn't apply to me. So like women tend to personalize.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be
stuff.
honest. I probably 100% did that.
Right,
like,
right.
Just
So, like,
subconsciously.
How
so.
many guys, like, let's say you've had interactions with 1,000 random men over your lifetime. How do you think it would go for you if you had interactions with 1,000 random bears over your lifetime?
Okay, actually, I've never had that said to me
Yeah.
before. So fair.
So, like, you're picking the bear because you don't have experience with bears, and
Yeah.
probably you grew up watching Disney movies where bears were cute and cuddly and they sang songs. So, like, the reason this question is important is because it just demonstrates all of the biases that women have in decision making.
Yeah, I actually completely agree.
You know, Brian, you said something in a previous show that I really liked. You said that women say bear because it's social signaling.
Yeah.
And I think it is social signaling. But again, most of the time, whenever women social signal like that, there's a reason for it. So I do think women are afraid of men. And I don't know if it's unfounded. But I don't know. I guess there should just be a push for more moral men. I don't know how there could be, because I know there's a big issue with SA. Like a lot of people know people that have been SA'd, and it seems like it's a huge thing that happens. So
Depends on the definition of SA, because there's a lot of women who think that when they regret an encounter the
Yes.
next day, that
Yes.
counts, that a smack on the bum might count, or when I was with this guy and I loved him, it wasn't SA, but now that I broke up with him and he's a jerk, now it is SA.
It's all
So
emotional. It's all
and
emotional.
it's all, the statistics are based on self-report. which is really important. We're not going based off of convictions. We're not going based off of cases with evidence.
It's really
That
hard to convict
30%,
people of
It
SA.
is, and I will grant
There's
that.
very little evidence.
I will grant that. We can totally grant that, and it doesn't change my argument that the statistics of like when you hear this 1 in 3 women have been SA'd, that is based off of self-report and the woman's perception of what happened. And we just saw with the bear question that women's perceptions of reality are personalized and biased and filtered through a bunch of emotion and things like that.
Well, I mean, so like
I'm not saying it
30%
doesn't
of your
happen.
sample size, because you asked how many of us, 2, 4, 6,
Mm-hmm.
8. So you asked 8 of us and 3 of them answered bear. So of your sample.
I want to add something to the 1 in 3 essay thing because I don't think people talk about it that much. But where did those numbers come from? Were they self-reported? What the fuck was going on? And actually, it's crazy because I think it's crazy, but maybe it's not. But they had 2 jurisdictions. I believe it was like two agencies reporting on EPAR. And one was like how many times in total a man was accused of EPAR, not including, and this is important, this is like the main point, I don't want to fuck this up, not including the retracted ones. Meaning, if a woman calls 911 and said, this man EPAR'd me, and they go arrest him, charge him, and then a court date comes, she drops the charges because she either lied or for whatever reason. Could she have dropped them because she was scared for her life? Yeah. Ask the cops why people retract their statements and make your own informed decision. But I find it fascinating that, or convenient, that the 1 in 3, they're going based off of how many times it was reported to police in like a specific jurisdiction. And the people tried to correct it, like another jurisdiction tried to correct it because they didn't take out the retracted ones. And so a lot of times there's 2 numbers, like the actual one, the real one. And a lot of these 1 in 3, 1 in 4 women are raped on college campuses. Whatever organization is talking about it, people have proved they added those numbers. What? And nobody else talks about it. We covered it and did like an extensive episode, so I'm totally botching it, but I'm sure if you put some of my keywords into Google, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just like, just wanted to get that out there. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm just saying I don't like when any organization that is funded in some regard skews the math, because that's pretty big. You know what? We're just going to include the instances where they lied or they retract. Like what? How?
Sample size. So it's that's a bit of a generalization to say women say this. You could say that.
Well, no, that it's pretty consistent with the statistics, right? Because if 1 out of every 3 women would say they've been SA'd, then 3 out of the 9 of us saying bear. You know, and I'm not
So that's
saying
but that
I'm
kind
not
of does
saying-
not counter your argument.
No, I'm saying
you said
that
it's hard to
my
say
whole
that
point was
one
just
thing.
to say that it's not necessarily objective when women
Okay.
say these things. It's based off of a perception.
So I remember that it was in a Times magazine. If you guys want to read up on it, so I can put it in the chat. This will go over all of that. It made headlines, but people seem to forget about it. Okay.
Emotional filters and all these other things that if you ask a guy, they don't necessarily, they just don't view things that way. They don't do everything based off of pure like emotional personal experience, anecdote. They don't start sentences with I feel like as often as women do. I'm not even saying this is bad. I'm just saying we're different, and this is why having men in leadership positions and stuff
Right.
makes more sense.
I think that's why it's more effective to communicate with women.
Okay.
Sorry, I won't go back to it, but I understand that women are different, so that's why I think it's more effective.
Here, let's get into notes here for Julia.
Miss
Julia,
Julia.
you were recently dating a 24-year-old. There's a 6-year age gap there because you are.
5.
Oh, you wrote 6, whatever. You said, but looks like these young men are lacking their older women. See no below about men dating younger. Okay. So how long were you dating him for?
Just 2 months.
2 months. Okay. And let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Wait, hold on. Your most recent relationship was with a guy 6 years younger than me, which developed while I was doing a 70-day singleness fast.
Yeah.
What is that?
So I deleted all the apps. I stopped, like, anyone that I was talking to, I ended the communication and devoted myself to, like, focusing on my faith, prayer, that sort of thing for 70 days.
Mm-hmm. How soon into the 70 days did you
And
meet?
no, like, anything, no self, like, everything that could be relational or sexual. Cut.
Right, but okay, you said how soon into your 70-day singleness fast
40
did you
32 no sorry 42 days in. 42 days in.
What?
42 days?
So yeah, so we kind of, like, started.
Wait, tilt your mic down a little bit, please.
We
She does.
started, kind of, the spark happened, and then
The PQ.
the PQ. Definitely. And I realized it works both ways, technically.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
so, but I told him, I said I'd have to wait. I said you have to wait a month until this fast is over. And so he was like, I guess I have something to look forward to. So he asked me out, and I said you have to wait a month. And so then I didn't let him text me or talk to me. We only saw each other at church or Bible study and that sort of thing. And it was really sweet.
Okay.
You're looking around in space.
No, it's just everyone's got up, so it's kind of annoying. But okay, so and you dated him for 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
So did you actually go through with the waiting for?
Yeah, we waited, and then so
you guys did have carnal knowledge.
no.
James's
Carnal knowledge?
carnal knowledge.
No.
Sex.
No, we didn't. No.
But you said you have to wait.
To
30
go on a
days.
date with me. He had to wait until I
Oh.
was done with my fast to go on a date with me.
I see, to go on a date.
And to text me and to, like, hang out. Like, yeah.
What?
So I said we could only see each other in group setting. Like, we will go to the same church, so we see each other at church. So I was like, you can talk to me then, but we can't. And I let him send me a Valentine's Day.
You let him send.
He
Ooh,
asked,
My
he
God, what a
asked.
simp! Fuck this guy.
No, he's
Oh my
amazing. No,
God,
he's
that's
literally
he-
he's the most
I
manly
let
guy I've
him.
ever dated. He is the most, like,
Why'd y'all
he
break up?
is incredible.
The internalized feminism is overwhelming right now.
He respected my I said, and he was willing to wait. So, like, I'm like, clearly like, we both have the same goal. We
Wait,
both
why is that-
want marriage out of a relationship, and so he's
Why is that so fucking funny? I'm using that.
saw enough value in me after getting to know me for 18 months in a totally non-romantic context that he was like, it's worth it to wait
Okay.
for this girl. I think that's incredibly admirable.
Why didn't it work out?
I think personality differences.
You didn't find him attractive, huh?
No, he ended things with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did he say, like,
Yeah, what was
do you
his
want to
reason?
share why?
He said personality differences. I don't know what happened. But he quoted personality differences.
What?
I highly doubt that. I know we're supposed to take people at their word. Maybe I just said the personality differences. He found someone hotter.
Prompted you to go on a 70-day singleness fast? I'm assuming there was some sort of dating related
Guys in the chat, what was a reason that you broke up with an ex, and what did you tell her versus, like, the real reason, the first thing?
thing that must have precipitated that.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you embarrassed?
Well, the Holy Spirit.
As Andrew would say,
What?
the Holy Spirit.
Conviction. Amen. Praise God. Thank God for the Holy Spirit. Okay, so shortly after returning from California in October, I went on a date with a guy who was a few years older than me, and he lived in Miami, and he was really like successful and handsome and good charisma and all this stuff. And so he basically offered to he wanted to hang out with me more. So we hung out while he was in DC, and then he went back to Miami. And so he was like, "Can I fly you out to Miami?" And
Wait,
I have
these are
friends-
funny.
Walter?
These are. What's his name? Walter. Too soon. Gee, too soon. There's no connection. Real reason. You talk too much and you're annoying me. Kopczynski. How do you pronounce that? Kopczynski. Or is it pronounced with like a V?
No.
Okay.
Who's Walter?
He likes white
It's not
Christian
important.
women,
It's not
apparently.
important.
Oh, no. His
Not
name was
Walter?
Not Walter.
Didn't fly, not Walter.
Not Walter.
Myron?
What is his name? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
No, not Walter, not Brian.
No, Myron.
Or-
Myron. Go
Not
ahead.
Myron.
Go ahead.
And
With the story. Go ahead.
Myron ain't waiting no 18 months. I can tell you that right now.
anyways, so I was like convicted because I was like, if I have friends in Miami, so I was like, okay, I can stay at their houses and stuff. It'll be fine. But if I go, what if I cross boundaries, and I don't want to do that. And so I knew I was putting myself in a potentially like tempting situation that could compromise my values. And so I was praying and I was like,
Hoop earrings, duly noted.
Lord, I just need you to intervene because I'm going to go, which is not the right spirit. That was the spirit of disobedience. But I did it. And I was just like, Lord, I surrender this to you. Please, I just pray that you'll help me. And I literally show up. I get to Miami. He had an Uber pick me up. I get there and he says hi. And he's been texting me the whole time how excited he is. And then literally 1 minute into hanging out, he just like looks at me and his whole face changes. And he just like, the best way I can describe it, like the look of just total disgust and hatred. And I don't know what it was, but it was like, he just hated me. And he was like, he started saying things like, I can't believe I invited a stranger into my house and like all this stuff. And I was just like, I was like, I have text messages. I mean, you clearly.
Ladies. Oh no. He found something that you lied about, and there was no way you were going to own up to it. So he made you feel uncomfortable until you left. Okay, that's all that is. Men don't just go, I don't know why. I don't really do this. Like, what are you talking about? He has a look of disgust. I can guess two things, but I'm going to be polite.
You paid for the trip.
Dang. We'll keep going. Keep going.
Literally. So he's so mean to me. He's just like, we can't, he's like, we can't go out. He's like, we're just here. I have this stranger in my apartment. Oh, and then guess what? In Miami that weekend, or it wasn't a week. We went during the week. It was a monsoon. So I literally like couldn't leave the apartment because it was so flooded. And so it was,
you could, you just chose not to. I hate it. I hate it here. I notice myself doing this, and like more so now, that it's like, I don't know if it's you pick up on social cues that nobody gives a fuck, and so you have to add like a little sprinkle to make it seem more dramatic. I don't know. My mother used to do it, so that kind of. Thanks, Mom. I used to hate that my mom did it. I caught myself doing it. I was like, why are you doing that? Stop it. But listen, nobody's dumb. Some people are. Oh, Jesus. Some people are. But it's like something more happened. And women do this thing where they don't leave. And there's nothing they can do otherwise. Just why couldn't you, like, bitch, love you, but just a monsoon? Bye. Like, if somebody doesn't want you there, why would you want to stay there? To make them feel more uncomfortable because they invited you here? They flew you out here and then they made you feel weird? Like, if somebody looks at me the wrong way, I'm just like, do you want me to leave? And I leave. I'm just like, maybe I'm just too paranoid. I don't know.
I was just like staying in this apartment with this guy, trying to make him feel better because he was so like, this is so bad. Like this, I can't believe I invited a stranger.
Did you guys meet on Tinder?
No.
How did you guys meet?
Hinge.
So did
Dating
your
app.
profile picture not look the same?
No, we had already met. We'd already met in DC and hung out and and everything. Yeah. This was not the first time he'd met me.
Why would he say you were a stranger?
Dude, I know. I think it was God. Because I prayed and I was like, Lord, I need help. Like, I need you to help me to not somehow cross these boundaries, even though I'm putting myself in a totally tempting situation where like I'm obviously going to cross boundaries. And I literally show up at this guy's apartment and he hates me. And he was texting me for like 2 weeks leading up to the trip, being like, I can't wait to see you. Like, you're so gorgeous. Like all this stuff. Like and
maybe it was being recorded. I don't know.
You know, like
Wait, this doesn't make it.
I can show you the
sense.
text. I can show you the text messages. Like,
so you step through the door, instantly he's like, fuck you.
I step through the door. I have my suitcase. He's like, welcome. I'm like, hi. And he's like, and we kind of like walk into his place. He goes and sits on his couch and I'm like, no, he goes, do you need anything? And I said, I need to find my wallet because I realized that in the Uber that I didn't know where my wallet was. And I was afraid I left it on the plane. So I start like kind of like, I open my suitcase and I'm like, I grab my wallet and then I take it. And then I brought this game, which was like it was a little card game. It was like, let's date. And it's like a card game with like cute little fun, like sassy questions.
Mm-hmm.
And so I find the wallet, I find the cards. And so like I go and I sit next to him on the couch and, you know, he like has his arm around me and is all like obviously interested. And then I was like, well, wait, first let's play this.
They're both religious. That's why. No? I feel like that's a little naughty. I don't know.
Little game because I was nervous and I didn't, you know, and so we start playing the card game and then he's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna fall in love with me. And then that's when the hatred started.
Hatred.
That's how I would describe it. Yeah, he literally hated me. And I have a text message from him where he said, like, as soon as I got back to DC, he literally was like, I can read the text. He was like, I know I was really mean. Do you want me to read it? Should I read the text? I can read the text.
Give us maybe just the summary. I
It
guess.
was basically like, hey, like, you know, I'm honestly like, I hope you got back okay. I'm really, because he was like, did you get home okay? And I didn't respond. And then he said something else. I didn't respond. And then he goes, hey, I hope you got home okay. I just want to say, like, you know I was kind of in a funk while you were here, and you know, I'm sorry for the way I acted. Like, I realized I was rude to you, and that would like stuff like.
He's got his mind on another girl. Fell in love with somebody who was better. I know we like to say that men play the field, and I know they do. Like, they like to do that. But when men really like a girl, they do shit like that. I've seen it. Bartender.
Like that. And he was just like, I hope like you're good and all that. So it was just literally like something came over him. And we were there in this apartment while it's monsooning. I don't think he was bipolar. He didn't say that he was.
Did you guys hook up?
What do you mean by hook up?
Carnal knowledge?
Well, like we had made out and we had cuddled, but that was it.
When he was in DC?
When he was in DC.
But nothing in Miami.
$100 says she fucked him. And then he got weird after.
Did you guys sleep in separate rooms?
No, we slept in the same bed, which was so uncomfortable. We were just like, I was literally like this. I was like, oh. like we were just, and he did this and that, yeah, and he was just like, I can't believe I let it. That's when he said it again. I let a stranger.
I mean, sometimes it's best to just kind of go your own way. If that's really awkward to.
No,
that's weird.
I know. So that was that first night. So then I go and I call up my friend and I'm trying to like see her. It's in the meantime, it's like it's flooded, and so basically I changed my flight so that I could leave out the next day.
I
okay.
have a question, and I honestly don't mean to be mean, but you're a very chatty lady.
Mm-hmm.
Were you this chatty in the situation? Like, did you come in the house and just go?
I definitely was nervous, so I probably was bubbly. But
I'm saying this as a chatty person myself.
Yeah, but
they'd already met though.
We'd met. We'd gone on 2 dates, like so. He knew what I was like, because on the first date I was also a little nervous. So
that's weird. It's strange.
I just thought maybe it was
Definitely
like
strange.
So a bit that made me realize that someone that would actually tolerate the way that he treated me, I must like have a lot of like self-loathing. And so that kind of sent me on this I was like, I need to figure out this like self-loathing, because only like someone that doesn't care about themselves would allow that, because otherwise they'd just be like, hey, screw you. And so then I went to this retreat, and then I had a
hot take. Like, the only other thing I could think of is like, were you really intoxicated? You know? I don't know.
like encounter with Jesus, and we like went back and he healed me of 3 core memories, and that's when I started my fast. That's what triggered it.
That's what precipitated your 70-day singleness fast. Okay.
Yes. Wait, did she have a celibacy period? Like, was she a reformed hoe? I'm lost.
Let's see. All right.
She talks far
and then you
too
dated a guy who is 6 years your junior.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because you've been on the show before almost a year ago, and you provided.
6 months.
No, I think it's longer than that. You provided maybe 9 months. You provided pre-show notes previously, and you said that, why do men seek to date and marry girls way younger than them? Look for partners your own age.
I know.
First of all, statistically, only 4% of people have an age gap larger than, let me actually double check. I believe it's like age gap marriages. Statistics. Husband 6 to 9 years older than wife, 11.2% of all married couples. Husband 4 to 5 years older than wife, 12.8% of all couples. Husband 2 to 3 years older than wife, 19.6% of all married couples. Husband and wife within 1 to 2 years, 33.9% of all couples. Then it goes, now it switches where it's like wife 2 to 3 years older, 4 to 5, 6 to 9, 10 to 14. And it goes 6.9% of all couples. It goes down, like significantly down when she's older. So the most is between 1 to 2 years older. Or I'm sorry, in the same. Yeah, older. Okay, shut up, Tori. Like,
but you had
they
your
want
own.
babies.
They want innocence. They want
ba-
innocence.
They want
too.
innocence. They want babies. They want lower body counts. They want less baggage.
Because
It's-
of pair bonding.
Mhm.
It's like proven that after a girl sleeps with 5 guys, their chance at a happy marriage goes down, I think, by 80%.
Yeah.
So you want to know the best line of when I dated this guy? I called my mom at some point. And I tell her, and she's like, "Good, get them while they're young. They're less polluted." So I guess she would.
older women are better with younger men, and older men are better with younger women. Hot take.
I thought that was funny because she's like a mom, and she was. Anyways, but yeah, it was great. He's been like my favorite guy that I've dated. I'm sad on
Okay,
it.
here, let's do the Bumble
Wait, the guy that did this whole thing? Wait, what?
segment to get everybody involved in the conversation. Nick, can you pull up the Bumble segment?
Yeah, I just need an age range.
Start it. We're going to go with you. We'll go around the table. Age range of guy you'd like to date. Into the mic, please.
I'd say I prefer someone that's like my age, or I'd say max would be 30.
22.
I'm 22.
Okay, so you each get 20 swipes. We're going to pull up some male profiles on Bumble.
No.
Hold on. But here's the thing. Whoever's turn it is, you guys can't give input. You got to let them decide on their own. Go ahead.
Which one is it?
$1,000 says that somebody's going to be like, ew, or he's cute, even though he said do not say anything.
Guy in the middle.
It's the guy in the middle.
Like, no.
Okay.
No,
You
you're
get
still
20, then we go on.
Can you
to the
move
next.
the camera so we see his age?
No.
No. No. No. No. No.
Jeez.
No.
Wow. Okay.
No. 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 God, no. Oh, wait. Yes.
It's the
No.
lip roller. Was this guy fucking married?
No.
What the fuck?
No.
Wait, can I just say,
No.
what fucking advice did I give to y'all the other day? Weddings. Blue. He had a lint roller in his. Tell me I give bad advice?
No. No.
So that was 1 out of 20, I think.
Yeah, I just liked his hair.
Oh, we didn't do. We forgot to do with. Oh no, we did do the Stifler question. Okay, never mind. Age range for you?
I would say anywhere from like 25 to like 30.
25 to 30. By the way,
I gotta say though, the profiles get really good. Way better than they were 2 years ago. Like, men are taking better photos. Not all of them are taking the best, but way better. It used to be literally wife beater in your dirty mirror with that sepia, warm, yellow, creepy lighting. Oh, doing way better, man.
so that was 1 of 20. So you said no to 19 out of 20 guys. Nick, go ahead, switch it for her. You said 25 to 30, correct? Okay.
No. These poor guys that are just.
Into the mic, please.
No.
Into the mic.
No. No.
It's fake.
Looks like a high value man to me.
That was an AI photo.
No. No.
What? Are you kidding? A man that rides his bike and he fishes? Probably like, dude, you gotta take a photo where you're outside so it looks like you do shit. You want to borrow my bike? Get a man that goes fishing with the bros.
That's what he looks like. So no.
There's a big tree. See, those are the photos.
No. No. Yeah. I can't see, so no.
That guy was short. What do you think made her click? Nice clothes? High quality photo? I don't want to hear shit about the height thing. I think short men are going to be in. Calling it.
Yeah.
Choose one of them.
I guess, yeah. No.
I got a chance, bro.
No. Yeah. Ah, damn.
How many yeses was that?
2.
All right. Claire?
I can't do this segment. I have a boyfriend. I'm not gonna. Am I required to?
You don't have to. You could be.
What do you mean are you required to? Why don't you text your man? Thank God.
Okay. I'll
You
do
don't.
it.
You don't.
Is it-
You don't have to do it.
I'll do
You
it.
could
I'll
just
do
pretend as if you were single.
Could you imagine if the roles were reversed? If my boyfriend went on a female podcast where the goal of the show is kind of like women ain't shit, but in this, men ain't shit. You're telling me we're gonna pull up some dating photos. We want to know if you would fuck or not. Oh, Aqua Tofana. Aqua Tofana. For those that don't know, it's a lady who poisoned husbands.
Age range?
It's not funny. But man, my house husband is not allowed to leave.
Yeah, 21 to 30. I don't know. Oh, sorry, 21 to 30.
Yeah, same. Same.
No.
Bitch.
Nope. No. 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 No.
Yeah, you get a bonus 10 if you say no to everybody.
I get a bonus 10. None of them are my boyfriend. No. 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 Do I have to like say yes to one eventually for it to end? No.
We just.
Oh my
so that was
God.
all no.
Yeah. One of them did kind of actually look like my boyfriend. I almost said yes.
Okay, my age range on apps was like 30 to 45.
Okay, 30 to 45.
Hell yeah.
And this is just to go on to match with them or to go on a date?
Like age range you'd be willing to date. Yeah.
Okay. Willing to go on a first date? No.
See, but men lie about their age. You got to go in the range of like 40 to 65.
No. 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 Yes.
Just because he's a fucking D1 athlete, or I'm sorry, D4, D3. I don't know shit about sports, but that ain't the Cubs. Oh. He's gonna cheat on you. Like, what are you doing?
No.
What?
Yes. 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 No. No. Yes. No.
Yes.
No. No.
Never mind.
Yes.
That's because I something mean.
No. Yes.
Well, what, 5, 6? That was a decent amount. Anyone keeping track? I don't know. Your age range for guys you would date?
Probably 19 to 23.
Okay.
It must be insane.
No. No.
Hmm.
No. 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 No.
A welder? Was that a welder? Or is he just like cutting wood? I'm looking for a man in underwater welding. High risk. Rich.
Yeah.
He's in a car.
So let me get a picture for your dating profile.
Yeah, I got a card kink, y'all know.
You got a card
No.
Is it because he's red?
Ooh.
No.
Wait, what the fuck?
Like, yes, but no, because he's in the military.
Any? Yes. Are you allowed to take dating profile photos in your camis? Yeah, it's just you can't be in person. You don't want to know what they be doing in Okinawa. Thank you for your service.
100% yes.
What? Yes.
Stop drinking too much Jack and Coke. Okay? Go talk to a doctor. Stop it. And ask for the military discount. You deserve it.
Because of the woe,
I literally will never ask. Ask.
Jack.
No. 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 No.
There's that photo.
No. No. The curly hair? Maybe.
Absolutely. Absolutely bisexual, which is fine.
That was, I think,
I date a bisexual man.
one. I think that was 1 out of 20. Okay.
Guys, out of all the men you've seen, no homo. Let's say we saw 40 men. How many of them do you think were hot? Did anybody stand out to you?
19 through like 21.
19 to 21.
Why are you even dating? Oh my God.
You guys, twitch.tv.
I don't think I ever brought anybody home my age. No, I dated. No, I have.
Whatever drops a follow, drops a prime sub.
One.
No. 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 No.
I can't.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Thank God. I'm like, these. If you don't say yes to the union worker, you're gonna die in poverty. Like, yes. I was like, okay, she's smart. She's smart.
No. 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 No.
3 of 20.
Y'all just don't like men. What's going on?
Age range
So
of guys you would
crazy.
date?
I guess 20 to 30, but I'm gonna say no to everyone because
Because
I have a
boyfriend. Okay.
boyfriend.
We'll do you want to do it?
Yeah, sure. 19 to 23. But I love my boyfriend, so to
You have
perfect.
a boyfriend?
Yes. No. 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 Yes.
Wait, what kind of bike did he have? It's important. Damn it, I won't be able to find it. Which one do you think he is? I know exactly which one it is.
Yes. No. No. Yes.
I want to know if they're on birth control. Somebody want to? She has a boyfriend.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I don't know. No. No. Yeah. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. No. No.
That was 10 of 20.
I think she got them right.
Wow. That was the hot. I think that's the most we've ever had
I
someone
love my
say
boyfriend,
yes to.
though. Sorry.
Yeah.
Aside from her, y'all picky as fuck.
Right. They just don't
Y'all
like guys.
picky.
I couldn't even
That's not
see what
true.
half of them looked like.
Especially you. There were some good-looking dudes that you passed on. Not gonna.
Well, I still have a boyfriend.
Just. I mean,
Those-
like not like in that way, you guys, but.
Well, no, I know, but they.
I want to see all of their boyfriends. Brian, can you please start doing that? Please. I'm telling you, there's a huge discrepancy. Come on.
Sort of have like features that he has, so that's why I particularly like them.
All right, fair enough.
My boyfriend was like, yeah, I picked her because she was a ginger. I'm sorry. Say it again. Whoop you. Nobody looks like me. Except for fucking Wendy.
I mean, you did say 3, so I mean, that's
I feel
better
bad
than...
for all the men out there on dating apps. Damn.
These girls are picky, man.
It's impossible.
Picky.
I think it's also different when you're on camera.
Rejecting like 7, 8.
Oh, so now women lie on camera? Are you low-key a misogynist? Tell us.
9, 10, like 7, 8 dudes. So anyways, back to Julia here for a little bit, and then we're gonna I've totally forgot, guys. We lowered the TTS to 69 if you want to get a TTS in. Yeah, so get them in if you want, guys.
Do it. Guys, there were studies that came out recently that more people than ever in history have identified as bisexual. I told you. 1 in 3 men have not had sex with women in the past year, 2018. Yeah, but it said nothing about a man. Called it.
Twitch.tv/whatever. Drops a follow, drops a prime sub if you have one.
I'm
streaming quality is better over there on Twitch. And Madison's going to be doing gaming streams. She's going to be doing just chatting streams. So be sure to drop a follow in the prime sub if you have one. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Back to Julia.
Yep. Si, senor.
You wanted to... I mixed up your notes from last time, this time, but you wanted to talk about if guys want girls to be virtuous, then they need to hold themselves to the same standard, and this includes porn use.
Totally. Includes who?
Porn use, but
Oh.
I'm more focused on the beginning part. So if guys want girls to be virtuous, then they need to hold themselves to the same standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to elaborate?
Elaborate briefly if you can.
Elaborate briefly.
Yep.
I think that in terms of something like celibacy, especially in today's day and age, there's a reason why you're doing it. So, like, obviously for me, it's because of my faith. And so I'm going to want the men that I'm dating to have that same focus, because it doesn't work when you're otherwise you fall.
Sure.
Loose Pussy Energy donated $69.
Yo, LP, good to see you in
The
the chat,
amount
man.
of no's is insane.
Where you been, bro?
These dusty, busted as bitches think they are a bunch of 10s. Stop the damn cap. There's a guy named Abdul that would play this game with you. Hashtag get the fucking rocks.
Get the rocks. Yeah. Abdul? Yeah. Get the rocks. Get the rocks.
Okay. Well, so there's the micro level on the individual level, but I think you're talking a bit more on the macro level.
Okay.
But it occurs to me that it's not like an equal 1-to-1 proportion of like, so you have promiscuous women. I would argue that there's more women engaging in promiscuity than there are men. What I think is happening is you'll have, for example, there'll be like, say, the top 10% of men that are hyper promiscuous. And those guys will have, say, body counts of, I don't know, over 100. And then you'll have a larger proportion of women that have, for example, 30, 40, 50 body counts. For these aren't exact numbers, but just to articulate a point. And then you'll have a huge subset of men that have zero access or minimal access to hookup culture. Typically, these men are not going to be able to get sex outside of perhaps the very rare occasional hookup, or it's going to have to be through a relationship. But almost any woman, if she was so inclined, could be a slut. Any woman could be a slut. Not every man can be a slut.
Okay.
And so if it's, say, 50% of women that are engaging in this promiscuity, and it's 10%
It's more like less than 10% of women.
10% of men
Very small.
that are enabling it.
But it's a very small proportion of women that are promiscuous, and they're fucking the promiscuous men. But I would argue their body counts are probably in the like triple digits.
Wouldn't the blame be on the larger cohort of people that is sort of perpetuating this?
Yes. If people had their intentions written on their forehead, it's like their intentions, just like a lie detector test, and every time they spoke, it would go off if they were lying or something. And I'm not just talking about men and women. I think the landscape would look a lot more different, because it's crazy. I don't know. I think about this often. It's like people can see into your lives so much more now with social media, which makes people more inclined to lie. I don't know. Maybe I'm just. And remember, lying can be omitting information too, technically. I don't know.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, okay, checkmate. Cool.
But like when you see media, that's going to portray the more promiscuous people. So when you watch panel shows and stuff, like it's more like a woman, not all women, but it's like people who are more likely to be more extroverted, people who are more likely to partake in risky behaviors, probably sleep around. So when we look at media, it looks like all women are hoes, but it's probably a lot smaller. And that's what the data shows. So men after the age of 25, I don't know the percentage, but it like the whole like men are sexless or whatever. Once they hit the age 25, is that GSS? Somebody know? I can look it up, but it's like that starts to go away. They start to get experience around that time. But women will lose their virginity younger. I was just looking at these stats too. But the ones I was looking at, I know I was on like the Kinsley site where they do all the sex research, but this was not on there. Maybe it was. I don't know. I found it interesting that women reported their first time being younger than men, because I would argue that it would be mostly the same if you also include molestation, right? You want to make me mad? Talk to me about. I would assume that, like, it's just weird to me. I don't know. Not weird, bad word, but I don't know. I'm just thinking like,
On to the next topic, I guess.
Well, no, like, what's your point?
Well, but you're saying, well,
was I blaming
men
the man?
need to be virtuous too?
In terms of pornography, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
okay,
I'm not talking about
Oh, right.
pornography.
We're
I'm
not
just
talking about
talking more so about there's this like men are promiscuous, women are promiscuous, but it seems like it's a small portion of men that have that level of sexual access. So if it's 10% of men and 50% of women,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like the onus is a little bit more on women there than on, like, there's more women who are participating in this than there are men.
The problem is like with the experiment that we just did with the dating
Yes,
apps, is
yes.
that everyone wants the same guy.
Yes,
Everyone wants the same guy, and that's the problem. And that's the problem.
Well,
Like-
and I always say this too, like even as a Christian woman, and Julie's a Christian woman, we still, as Christian women, do not tend to be attracted to the men who are virgins, because the men who are virgins tend to be involuntarily virgins, right? So we still, because, and the reason is because we look at men who are sexually successful with other women, and we see
Mate
that
cop-
they have value because other women want.
mate choice copying. They did more research on this. We're going to do an episode on it this coming week on, it was Kinsley report that actually, I don't know if it was recent. It popped up like it was recent, but if I remember correctly, it was March 4th of 2023. Still recent, but like it made it look like it just came out, but I don't think it did. They've done a lot of studies. talking about women's attitudes about short-term, long-term, all that stuff. And it shows there's a lot of stuff on EPAR and regret sex as well. But man, all women from the studies, we'll do episodes on it, they all, and it's obvious, they all wanted long-term relationships, and that casual wasn't something that they considered until after they had sex. I forget how they worded it, but I was like, so women are leaders? I'm just kidding. Come on, ladies. You know, ladies, men would have no choice but to act right. Y'all stopped. But listen, the relationships are a lot more complicated than that. There is nobody to blame. I know we want to say it's hold women and hold men. That people are people. There is nobody to blame. I know. You have to look at your own situation. Stop looking at it in terms of fucking stats and shit. Like, ask yourself, you in your town, are you not getting access because women are really that picky? Would you want to fuck you? Would you tell women that you have a booger wall? Have you wiped your ass recently? I'm just saying. Would you fuck you? Genuinely. Do you have to be perfect? No. I don't think, like, this is all on the internet. It's not that serious in real life. Not saying that your lack of sex isn't serious. That is. But, like, come on. They got Tantalii dolls. Did I say that right? Go get a torso. Kidding. Become friends with women. That's your best bet. Because if mate choice copying, aka women select for men that other women picked, whether it's friends with, you're deemed safe, is going to be your best bet when it comes to dating. I'm tired. Like the video. Go. Oh, I will put the link actually to whatever, because I believe it's still going on. We're a little bit. We're way far back actually. Yeah, like the video. Okay, bye. And